Christy.
An inmate at the Lackawanna County Jail. To accept this call, press 0. To refuse this call, hang up or press 1. To prevent calls from this facility. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. If you are an attorney and do not want this call recorded, please hang up and call 570-963-6639, extension 4522, or extension 0 after business hours. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Shawn.
Hey, Rudy, how's it going?
Hey, it's going all right. What's the latest with you, man?
Not much. I talked to my standby counsel today for my federal case, and I finally got the reply from the doctor here at Lackawanna County Prison about my medical and dental treatment. It's a kind of a joke. I didn't really do too much to take care of any of my treatments, and next week it's official. I have a meeting with the FBI to actually inspect what evidence they have against me.
Is that where they share the discovery?
Yeah, it comes under physical discovery and inspection. I'm sorry, physical inspection of discovery. And what it is since I'm my own lawyer, I have to physically inspect the items that they have in their possession before they take it to trial and prosecute me. So I actually get to go to the FBI office, photograph the items, speak with the agent. So it should be pretty interesting. I get to see kind of where they stand and get to see whether or not they want to act like adults and give me an offer of proof for a chain of adventure if they want to just act like idiots like they have been. So it should be pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, knowing the FBI, they always pick the idiot option.
Yeah, I know it's sad. I mean, it's funny. Since I've been in jail, I've actually had multiple undercover agents on my case that I've actually tracked back to the FBI, tracked back to the U.S. Marshals, where they've actually put these agents in prison as inmates. Kind of like the TV show 60 Days In, except instead of it being a paid TV show, the real federal agents, they stick in as inmates. And I usually either have recognized them from being on my case, or I've seen photos of them. But when it comes to actually sitting down and having an adult conversation, they just don't seem to want to do that with me.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a lot of respect for the FBI around here, but what's I know you probably covered this in our last phone call, but is your trial by jury, when is that expected to start soon, or has it already started? Remind me what's going on again with that.
I'm scheduled for jury trial in 2 weeks in the Fed. I'm waiting to see what's going to happen with that. I'm not going to be applying for any continuances. So.
Okay, so you could, so just to make sure I heard you properly, you're saying that your jury trial could start within 2 weeks.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah, what happens is people can have lawyers. What could do is the government will bump up your case, and then your own public defender will bump up your case. You'll file pre-trial motions, which the judge will use as a reason to cut off a speedy trial. What I'm doing is I'm making them prove the facts that they have against me. Like this one case law I have here. It's actually, I believe, Watts versus Curry, and it was a decision in 1940. I don't have the venue info or any recent info on it, but it pretty much states that if the plaintiff seeks to fashion liability upon defendant through medium of a particular statute, he must allege sufficient facts to bring defendant within scope of that statute, and unless he does so, defendant is not called upon to plead facts to take him out of operation of statute. So pretty much what it's saying is the burden of proof is upon the government. So a lot of times when you're taking it straight to a jury trial, you're just saying, okay, the government needs to prove what we're going to do and what we're not going to do.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Interesting. Go ahead.
Now, do you think they'll ask for a continuance, or do you think it's likely to actually start in 2 weeks?
I mean, seeing as that two of my federal counts have already been rendered invalid because what had happened was I had 2 counts for being a fugitive from justice with an alleged firearm for state counts. And they based those 2 counts on my indictment on state charges. That some of the charges got struck actually in the state by the trial judge, and the rest of them I beat, all of the aggravated assault felonies. Some of them got struck because they weren't valid under state law, and once again, the jury found me not guilty on the last felony. So what happens with that is 2 of my federal counts have to go away. So that alone kind of puts the feds in the position because they indicted me sooner than they should have. They never should have indicted me for those 2 counts before the state case was adjudicated. And they also had a problem with the firearms counts because they've been blocking me from going to my state hearings for the firearms, where there was an initial state charge. So if I beat that in the state, the federal case gets bumped up. So I don't know if they're really going to try to push the continuance issue or not. I'm not pushing for it, so they could turn around and offer me a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow next week when I talk to the FBI, and I'm still not pushing for a continuance because they've lied their asses off to me. So we'll see what happens with it.
Yeah, I got it. I think it was your mother or maybe your father. They were showing a picture on Facebook of some law enforcement officer showing a plaque about how he was really pleased with himself that he was on some sort of team that captured you, and I think they referred to you as some sort of violent criminal. I need to bring up the picture to refresh my memory, but it was absolutely laughable. I mean, these law enforcement people, they almost need to make an enemy or a boogeyman out of anyone they can in order to justify their salary.
Oh yeah, I mean, considering that I have a undercover U.S. Marshal on the unit with me as we speak, and I haven't exhibited any violence or just randomly went after this person. I mean, I'm not going to put the person's name out there, but yeah, I mean, it's laughable to have the Shawn Christy Award. I mean, they need to have the Rochelle Ledyke Award. Rochelle Ledyke was one of the marshals from Alaska that actually, when I was at Dakota Meyer's house, back when I still could kind of trust her, saw me down there at his father's house, blinked the flashlight at me, kind of told me I needed to get out of the area. Like I said, the marshals have a lot of bad apples. They have a few decent ones, but when it comes to actually like showing up to court to explain themselves, they don't seem to want to do that. So hopefully the next Shawn Christy Award that they have will be for the U.S. Marshal that get charged for making the decision to bring 74 men to my house, kill my cat, damage the property, and hold my parents at gunpoint when they knew that I wasn't at that home, and that U.S. Marshal would be Supervisor Deputy Robert Clark. So I intend to have his badge and his freedom by the time I'm done my trial and I expose these people.
Wow. Well, I hope it all goes your way, man. I mean, it's a lot of burden on you representing yourself and the full force of the U.S. Marshals and federal government coming against you. I hope they give you time to prepare, call any witnesses you need, and have plenty of time to look at all the discovery. And have you considered writing your own motion in limines? It seems like I'm always noticing they always write a lot of motion in limines themselves, but maybe you should turn the tables and write some on them.
Yeah, what had happened is just work pre-trial motions, and I did a few when I was represented by counsel. I filed actually requests for investigation, a few other motions. But like I said, once again, the problem with that is those motions, the judges take them and they cut your speedy trial clock by doing those motions. So a lot of times with these judges that we deal with, you have a better chance of dealing with the jury than dealing with a paid-off judge who doesn't want to go against the system.
Gotcha.
And I also found another great statement, and I don't know if this is a state or a federal, because it didn't state the venue, but it was a 1947 court decision by this Justice Learned Hand, and he talked about how you must be a belligerent claimant in person to assert your constitutional rights, otherwise you have none. And I thought that was such an amazing statement because, really, sometimes with these people you do have to get belligerent because they like to just go above and beyond with everything.
Oh, yeah. You've got to be assertive because they certainly aren't going to give you anything. I mean, I hear story after story about young men that get in trouble with the law and they don't know any better, and they're not like you. You're going to represent yourself, so you're doing it right as far as I'm concerned. But these other young men, they just throw themselves on the mercy of the court, they'll even like give away their right for a jury trial, and they'll let the judge make the decision, and usually they get like 30 years in prison, even though they're innocent. You know.
Oh yeah, trial by judge, and then I did that one time. When I didn't know nothing, I pled guilty, and I look back, and I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, people are dangerous. I've seen like in my life, even with like the U.S. Marshals and the feds, I watched them actually here. There was a deputy, Chris Hill. He's a pretty good deputy. And what had happened was there was some other dirty cops involved. There was a Bobby Lenahan, there was a Kyle Pitts who got injured, and there was a supervisor here, Chris Kane, who was working with a PSP crew who was also a marshal, Andrew Watkins. What happened was the whole situation was a setup that this marshal walked into. The shotgun was provided to the fugitive by Andrew Watkins. It was a 40 Smith & Wesson. One of the cops on scene actually killed this deputy, Chris Hill, and he tried to make it look like friendly fire. And I found out from my investigation that the explosives that this deputy was aware of that went missing actually were used down in Austin, Texas during some of the bombings down there. And it was the first time the FBI actually used Google Android app tracking to actually look at all the phones in the area to see who was doing who. So I've seen these people actually murder their own officers when they get too close. It's really scary. And I had another incident where this deputy out of my home county, Schuylkill County, where I just had my state case, the deputy's chaplick, kind of like chapstick, big chaplick, same spelling.
Yeah.
And he actually was one of the deputies that did Sherry Thompson, who turned out to be an FBI agent related to Dakota Meyer, called into another courtroom during a hearing when I was at a bench on hearing for Judge Miller. And this guy was involved in a lot of stuff. He actually tried to set up a situation for me to escape because I noticed that his gun, he has a Generation 2 Glock with a Hogan grip sleeve, and it appears like a Phobos Evolution holster. I think that's the type of holster. It was actually used by another deputy, and what they did was they actually walked me out of the jail in handcuffs only. I wasn't handcuffed to anybody, even though there was a woman inmate next to me, a female inmate. And as I'm walking out, they have a judge walk by me, Judge Jim Goodman, who was the first DA on my case, the initial case I had out of Schuylkill County years ago. And I already knew it was a setup. I knew the handgun on this other deputy was unloaded. I knew what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to go after the judge, hit me in the back. And it was just a very bad setup. I text these people after a while, and then some of the stuff I can prove, some of the stuff I can only prove to myself because of my experience and my knowledge of what they do, but it's really bad. It's really scary what our society is getting down to.
Yeah, it really is, Shawn. Hey, I found that picture I was talking about earlier. Has anyone read this to you? This award plaque that this guy received for being on the Shawn Christy manhunt team?
I heard something about they got an award down there for me, which I'm honored.
Yeah, I'd like to read it to you because it goes to show you that these folks have to make an absolute demon out of you in order to justify their jobs. But this guy got an award. It's called the Shawn Christy Manhunt Team, and he's on the United States Marshals. And here's what it says, Shawn. It says, in recognition of your willingness to locate and apprehend violent fugitives. So they're calling you a violent fugitive. Most notably, the 6-day, 24/7 manhunt to locate and capture Shawn Christy. Joint operations by U.S. Marshals, U.S. Secret Service, Ohio State Highway Patrol, Richland County Sheriff's Office, Mansfield Police, FBI, Ontario Police Department, Shelby Police Department, U.S. Border Patrol, and the Allied Special Operations Response Team. I mean, they had about like 10 different organizations there hunting you down, and they're bragging about how they captured you as a violent fugitive. It's sickening how they have to make such a boogeyman out of you to justify their own job.
Well, yeah, and it's exactly right. I'd love to know the name of this deputy. I mean, it's funny. There's so many people in my detail that knew how close I could have inflicted violence with alleged weapons or anything else, and chose not to. If my rules of engagement were more strict and good,
Yeah.
and it's typical of what they do. They lie, they cheat, and they steal. I mean, it's like they've had an investigation on me for years because they claimed I still have an AK-47, a 1911 handgun, and a 22 handgun. And I don't have those weapons. I don't have them anymore. I haven't had them for over a decade. And it's amazing because you would think if I was so violent, I would have had those weapons and things would have turned out different. But it's still, you have a name of the marshal that received that award?
Yeah, it's John K. Elliott, and it's called Perseverance in Investigations Award 2018. I mean, the thing that gets me, Shawn, is this guy named John K. Elliott, and all the people on all of those different law enforcement organizations are going to go home and brag to their wives and their family about how they captured you, and it's just sickening. It's like it's just such a lie and so fraudulent about what's really going on in our country, and yet the real criminals in our country, they never get targeted. You know, they never, because they're scared to death of real criminals. They got to target, peaceful people like you who never wanted to hurt anybody.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the problem. And the problem, too, is anybody can turn violent if you go after your rights. That's the basic natural law principle of self-defense. But, I really don't help a lot of bad on certain people. But if this deputy that got the award ends up getting shot by a group of walk-ins or one of his own people because he got too close to the truth, then they can't say that I didn't tell him so. But,
a
You
lot.
have 60 seconds
A
remaining.
lot of times when law enforcement officials start to become whistleblowers, they wind up in very bad trouble, if not dead.
Yeah, it's crazy. But hey, I heard my man Ed Brown and Elaine made it to Forbes magazine, so quick shout out to them. He was a great dude. I did time with him. We had a lot of great arguments about the law, but Ed was never a racist or sexist, and he never hid behind women or kids. So I hope things work out good for him. So God bless you guys.
Yeah, we hope he gets out too. There's another couple of guys, Daniel and Jason, and they may get out soon as well. So thank you for your prayers, Shawn. You're in our prayers as well.
Hey, good luck, Rudy. God bless you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.